The strawberries look divine today. Divine.
Okay, come on, we'll wrap up in here.
All right. Carl doesn't want me near people.
No.
Ooh, the back room.
The back room, brother.
This is nice back here.
Thank you, buddy.
What are we going to do with this space?
It's going to be like a cigar thing.
A little cigar action back here?
Yeah. This is where I hide out. Nobody can find me.
I like it. Look at this. There was some kind of scary meeting.
Yeah, you can tell, right?
Oh, my God. There's just 4 mismatched chairs in a circle.
In a corner.
Upstairs.
Cigarette and cigar butts around.
Basically in the attic of La Cubana. What the hell was discussed in this little circle?
Nothing good, brother. Nothing fucking good.
I don't even want to know.
There was a lot of pain in this conversation.
I can imagine. No, your take on the gun thing is good. I think our politicians are useless, so it might be a bigger issue.
You know what, Opie? We get the government we deserve.
Yeah.
We get the government we deserve.
Well, being from Cuba, don't you think our government's useless, or do you think it's obviously it's better from
what I love about our government is that it has so much red tape that it leaves the average person alone, right?
Yeah.
Because we're in constant gridlock. You see, in Cuba, it's different. In Cuba, government's very efficient. They're like, we decided you're no good.
Right.
You go away.
Yeah.
Epstein style.
Yeah. Oh God, that Epstein story is getting scarier. What was that headline when we were walking around? We'll go back to the government thing in a second, but the lead detective in the Jeffrey Epstein case was found dead after
in 2018. They whacked him already.
Oh, it
just came up now. So imagine, look how fucked up the news is.
Wait.
No one even knew this.
Walk me through this, because you only showed me the headline on 14th Street here in New York City.
So somebody just broke it. So someone just figured it out that the lead investigator for the Epstein case in West Palm Beach, at 50 years old, healthy, quick mysterious illness, dead.
A year ago.
When
the trail was getting hot.
That trail was getting hot.
Oh, man, bro. What do you think? What do you
mean what I think? I think I know that.
You think he killed himself?
Let me tell you something.
Or do you think he was told to kill himself? Because that could be a possibility, too.
First of all, he was a fraud. Okay.
What do you mean?
Well, he never, first of all, he was a teacher at a school in New York City. You know that, right? He didn't go to college. He's a teacher at one of the most expensive schools, Del Barton, I think it's called. It's called something up here. And no one could really figure out how he made his money. And all of a sudden, he had everything.
Yeah, they still don't know how he really made his money.
This guy was a CIA asset. He was everything. This was fucking real life espionage bullshit, fucking crazy. This is the top guys. Let me tell you something. The minute they locked him up. Now you're gonna tell me this guy with all these connections and all this is just gonna fly into Teterboro and get locked up? This was a death sentence. Whoever controls this guy, and it's not one person. This is like the movies, right? They got him. Like he was trying to tell everybody they were going to kill him from the first day he was in jail. He's like, "Yo, guys, they tried to choke me yesterday." They're like, "No, you fell." He's like, "No, seriously, somebody came in here and tried to choke me." He's like,
right?
No, seriously, he'll be fine. You know what I mean?
It was suspicious that out of nowhere he flies back from France and then it's over.
Come on.
When everything was getting hot, you would think he would just stay out of America.
He has a million places out of jurisdiction. He's on listen.
He's got his own island.
If I'm on a 747 and I don't get locked up, I'm not getting locked up. I'm flying wherever. And nothing matches up. So they murder him. The best is they murder this fucking guy. And then they go and they're like, "Oh, now we're going to go raid the island." And some dude had drone footage, and he saw that people came and removed stuff before the FBI got there.
Of course.
Come on, this is ridiculous.
Because when they said they were going to finally raid the island, I'm like, shouldn't you have done that?
But imagine how lazy the news is. Like, they're like, Epstein killed himself yesterday. Really? So El Chapo's 4 doors down. He's good?
Right.
He's 100% okay.
Bro, it's a creepy.
So you had no problem securing El Chapo, who literally dug a tunnel out of a fucking...
Right.
Somehow, when he has unlimited money also.
Sure.
He's good. But then 3 doors down, what happened to the camera? Broken. Where's the security guards? Well, one was a security guard, the other one was a Muppet. We actually tied a Muppet to a chair.
And the one fell asleep? Wasn't that every cop movie in the 80s?
I mean, it's...
Where the fucking cop falls asleep?
I mean, who's the lead investigator? Maxwell Smart? This is such an old, hokey bit. Like, if... What's that guy's name? Tom Wolfer, the guy that writes all the...
Yeah. I think you got it.
If Tom Wolfe were to write this, it wouldn't get published.
Yeah.
People wouldn't believe
They'd
it.
be like, that's too far-fetched. Come on.
The cops fell asleep and the camera's broken in the federal prison? Come on, bro. Federal prison has unlimited money. Now, all of a sudden, like, the prison system has a budget problem.
Right.
No, it doesn't. It has a murder problem.
Right. It was very important to keep this guy alive.
You think?
And he was a smart dude. He spent 12 hours with his lawyers so he didn't have to be in his cell. How brilliant is that?
Oh, yeah.
He paid guys to just sit there for 12 hours so he didn't have to fucking be in that cell.
No, I think he paid because he knew they were going to kill him. So he was trying to stay out. He was trying to stay out of the common area so they didn't kill him.
Oh.
Read between the lines.
I like that.
He tried to. He had a rotation of people coming in there because as long as there's someone in there, they can't kill him.
Right. There's a lot of witnesses and whatnot.
Yeah, that Epstein thing is like, it doesn't even make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Like, it makes all the sense in the world that they got him, and whoever has him is so fucking powerful. And that's the thing with this country is it's just the laws are only for the poor people, man. We're the only ones dealing with this shit.
I couldn't agree more.
In those circles, I mean, Epstein's literally been raping girls for fucking 30 years. Literally. His brother had a dormitory in the Upper East Side where he would house people. And this was all in plain sight.
That's unbelievable.
He would sit on a throne with girls massaging him and shit as he was taking business meetings with the biggest guys on the planet.
Over and over again. You think the real story will ever come out?
He donated millions to Harvard just to hang out with all the physicists and stuff. And there was one physicist, this guy's a fraud. He was screaming. He wrote it in a memoir. This guy's a fraud. And everyone's like...
Will the real story ever come out? Probably not, right?
The real story, there is no real story. We're too stupid to understand the real story. And if we understood the real story, there'd be a fucking civil war because we'd realize that after you get to a certain money, after you make a certain amount of money or a certain amount of power, you live in a different America.
Yeah.
It's a completely different America.
I agree with you.
You know? If there's someone that doesn't want you here, you get erased.
Right. Like that.
You saw this guy get erased on national TV.
Right in front of everybody.
Right in front of him.
And everyone's screaming like, this is suspicious.
You
and
think so?
And everyone else
What's
is like,
the matter, Karen? You gonna go see the manager?
Right.
Like, you're dead.
Hey, this is suspicious. And everyone else is like,
Well, think about how little recourse you have.
Right.
How many... We went from...
And do you also notice that the mainstream media...
It's gone. It's like it never happened.
So why do they shut up?
What do you mean?
Who controls that?
Because you don't understand, like...
No, I know, but I'm just saying...
The message...
Like, they had all the passion in the world, like, this is suspicious, this is... something's not right here. Next thing you know, they're like...
It's very simple. Because what happens is... When you do it... When the organized crime or whenever, like, a gang or something, they do a high-profile murder like that, it's for simple fact, it sends a message to everybody. We can touch you.
Yeah.
Listen, we can touch you. So... Miss 25-year-old just moved into the city.
Yeah.
You know, little young Sarah Jessica Parker wants to be on the beat.
Right.
And write down your little vlogs. If we got Epstein, right?
Yeah.
What will we do to you?
Right.
You'll get hit by a car 9 times before you're like...
Oh, it was an accident.
Yeah, like the car, you just see the taxi just running her over, up and down, up and down.
But it's obvious she was run over 9 times.
Ow, you know what? Conspiracy theory.
Right,
Stupid.
Stop, right.
Don't you guys want to fucking go to Area 51? Let's show you some shit, you dummies.
But don't you at least want to check out the tire tracks? No.
You know, and then you know, at the same time, it's just like, it's so funny. They're like, you know...
What do you think about Area 51?
Who cares? Like,
do you think we have aliens?
No. I think aliens, it's like, you know, they said the best thing the devil ever did was to make people think it doesn't exist. Area 51 probably has just crazy weapons and shit that just we don't want people to know.
We don't. Yeah, they don't want the people to know how fucking
how ugly we are.
How ugly we are as a country,
and how much resources we have not to spy on other people, but on each other, on ourselves. I believe, just from what I see every day, that this government, its biggest fear is its own fucking people. You know, there's a lot of us.
Yeah.
And every day, like, I watch the protests in Hong Kong, and you see, like, they're throwing dye on the people so they can catch them later. Did you see that?
Yeah.
The helicopter threw, like, this dye so they could just, like, UV them and stuff.
Yeah.
Where do you think all that shit comes from? From us.
We invented all
yes,
that.
100%.
And all the protesters looking up probably going, oh, it's raining.
Yeah, like, how the fuck did this happen?
There's a little rain.
Yeah, a little rain. Next thing you know, you're purple, and they put you in jail.
And you got fluorescent spots all over.
Yeah,
you don't even know it.
You're going to jail, Barney. Right. You know what I mean? So I think Area 51, if anything, it's just massive
ugliness.
I
agree with you there.
And crowd control and ways to kill a lot of people at once.
Right.
You know, poisons and things to control fucking mind control and all that shit, because it's all real. It's all real. And you see it with this Epstein guy. Like, you can't murder someone in real life right in front of me and think that I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
This is a one-off, guys. No.
Yeah.
This happens every day.
Wow, man, that's heavy. Heavy shit.
Every day.
As we're in the attic at La Cubana.
Right. If they want you dead, they want you dead. This Epstein thing was just like... And it's funny because, like, you could tell the different walks of life. You know, all my, minority friends and stuff that come from other countries. And we're like, wow, they murdered him pretty good.
Right.
You know, and then I'm sitting on the Upper East Side. Someone's like, can you believe he hung himself? I'm like, Jesus. This country.
What a coincidence.
What a coincidence.
The camera went out.
You know? Or they say, or my favorite, when you just don't want to think at all. I'm just happy he's dead. Right. Oh, really?
No, I think you kind of want him alive.
Yeah, you kind of want him alive.
I think a lot goes away because he's dead. Right?
It's a lot goes away. No more civil.
Can
no
you
more
believe
federal.
one of the guards was tired?
And one wasn't even a guard.
Right.
Like, it's just a joke, you know? And it's a shame because I see it all the time in different levels, right? And corruption's scalable. And it starts in the towns and when I had a restaurant in Madison, New Jersey, the guy, the building inspector didn't like me, and tried everything to pull me out of business.
Just because.
Just didn't like me.
That's it.
Was on a power trip.
And for no particular reason. Just looked at you and went, yeah, I don't like that guy.
Yeah, didn't like me, didn't like that I had 2 other restaurants, and he did everything he made me until I sold the restaurant.
Wow.
I looked at him, I said, listen, I could do 2 things. I could spend $30,000 fighting you, or I'm going to go down the beach and get drunk for 4 months. I'm going to the beach.
Right.
Fuck you and your building.
Right.
And I was like, no, I'm going to sell it to the lowest bidder. You're going to have a Indian restaurant here that's going to throw garbage all over the place. Because I know the guy. I'm like, he had 2 other restaurants. I'm like, oh, you dump everything. I don't care what you do.
You're perfect.
You're perfect.
You're perfect for this spot.
You're perfect for this spot. And it's just, it is what it is. It's just, and this corruption just keeps going. It gets worse and worse and worse. And then meanwhile, on the upper echelon, you have complete lawlessness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I don't really have faith in our politicians. That's how this all started.
But that Epstein thing is a template for murders to come. Now that they know it works, that the people are so asleep, there can be people get whacked in jail all over the fucking place.
Jesus, crazy.
Look how they got Whitey.
Right, Whitey Bulger.
That was a long vendetta.
Right.
And there's a little crooked arm of street law just went and got him.
Right. It was time.
I mean, that Epstein thing, it's like a ghost is coming for you. There's no wall that's going to stop these fucking people. They're fucking...
That's just scary to think.
Yeah.
This attic needs a lot of work.
You think? What a mess. Sometimes I miss like the little restaurants. I just want to do a little restaurant, and
I get it.
I deal with stuff like every day. Every day I cook, like, I have a cook who's, I don't know, has like 600 kids, and they're all born on Saturday in the summer. Birthday party. I'm like,
oh my God, you have to deal with all that crap when all you want to do is cook.
All I want to do is just cook and sell some food, and everybody's got an issue. And...
See, I think that's one of the reasons why me and you hit it off, because I'm like, I never wanted a real job. That's why I went into radio.
Right.
You know, my dad gave me the greatest lesson ever. He's like, don't get a real job, because you're gonna do it for a really long time. Find something you like, and then radio becomes a real job because I have to worry about everyone else's horse shit. And the same thing with you. You just want to open up a restaurant and fucking cook, but you have to deal with people's days off and they're in bad moods, and I need this and I need that. I need my raise. I need to go on vacation to the Poconos.
I asked this kid asked me for a raise and an extra day off at the same time. I was like, oh my God, dude.
And then in your case, anyone calls in, you're the guy.
I'm the guy.
You have to be the guy.
Yeah.
That just sucks.
Like today, I got to be here. You know, my toe hurts because I fell off a boat.
Just got chopped up by a propeller.
Jesus Christ.
That would be amazing.
Fuck you.
That would be amazing.
That would not be
No,
amazing.
I'm just saying it'd be amazing.
That I lost a foot on a boat?
Just how, like... what happened to the Cuban?
He's dead.
He fell into the water. In the end, he just fell in the water.
At the end, I was like, all this...
I'm not saying I wouldn't be incredibly sad and heartbroken, but it also would be amazing.
Yeah, like at the end, he just fell in the water and died.
Yeah, that was it. That was it.
He just ruins himself right into the water.
He was just chasing some box. And
that's it.
He doesn't even like boats.
He hates boats, and he got killed.
Because he misstepped. He died because he misstepped.
He did a misstep. After all that eating, and this is going to kill you, he just drowned like a fucking dog.
Because his backpack was too heavy.
His backpack was full of battery chargers so he could be on Instagram.
Oh my God. That's even more amazing. He just couldn't get the backpack off.
He's still a little chubby up top. He got jammed up, and then he went to the bottom.
He got jammed up.
He got jammed up, and that was it.
Oh, I'm just fucking around, man. That sounded like a good time, though.
I had
the water taxi.
I had a good time, man.
How's Flushing?
Flushing is phenomenal. Flushing.
I mean, your Instagram. I said there's, off podcast. Let's call it. Your Instagram is fucking fire because you're living in Flushing.
Oh my God!
Among the Koreans, the Chinese,
and all the Mexicans.
You got any Japanese over there?
No.
The Japanese stay away from the Chinese.
No, they're
and the
Bayside.
Koreans.
They're up. Yeah.
The Koreans and the Chinese could hang out a little bit, right?
A little bit.
Yeah, but not the Japanese.
Japanese got their own thing going on.
What's their problem with the Chinese and the Koreans?
They told me, but I can't figure out what they said.
All you heard was airplane noises.
So no, there's no Japanese. There's not any Japanese.
Oh, I wonder what that's about for real.
I don't know.
Huh? But how cool is Flushing?
Oh my God, it's the coolest.
Yeah,
I love it.
That's where my dad's from.
It's a good time.
It was a different Flushing back then, though.
There's still little pockets of it.
Tiny?
Yeah, like
some blue collar guys.
Yeah, like
just talking about the good old days.
At the bar I go in, you know what I mean? Like
Oh, you found that great bar.
Yeah, Paradise.
Right.
And you go to the bar and everybody's really, really cool and everybody just has a normal fucking I learn a lot of things. Like there's this one guy, he's a union plumber. He's like, if you ever live in a building, the higher you're up, the cleaner the water. Because all the sediment lowers to the first two floors. He goes, so, live on the high floor.
Right.
He's like, you on a high floor? I'm like, nope. So, like, little things like that, like just hanging out, learning plumbing and like electricity, just asking questions, getting drunk with people.
Yeah.
Listening to like old stories when they used to drag race on the street and beat people up with bats. It's just lawlessness.
Like the good old days.
The good old days. Then a cop will come in and remind someone that his father was a bookie degenerate. You know what I mean? Like, where's your dad with those fucking quick rich schemes and fucking just fucking with each other?
Right.
It's good, man.
A lot of cops will tell you that those body cameras just ruined the profession.
Well, then I can't have fun anymore, I guess, right? I like that they have them, personally.
Oh, but if you get some of the old school guys talking, they'll tell you, ruined everything.
I saw this guy was being a real dick. So what they do is the one cop stands like in front and flashes his little light into the other cop's body camera. He can't see a goddamn thing.
So they're fucking with each other.
So like when they review the tapes, both cops are flashing their flashlights into the other's body camera. It's like, what the fuck? I can't see nothing.
I don't know what happened, Sarge.
I don't know. We just, it's dark out.
Dark out. We're just trying to focus on the purpose.
Yeah, I'm just a cop. But he busts my balls. Meanwhile, the guy's fucking
you busted my balls.
He busted my balls. The fucking guy, I was just trying to catch the perp. So we flashed the lights and we got caught in a crossfire and that guy's got no teeth.
We don't know what happened.
He fell into the car.
Right.
The car was still moving for some reason.
Check the tapes.
There is no tapes.
I know. Sarge's like, that's the point.
Yeah. It's all muffled and shit, and it's just a mess.
I don't know why that's so funny.
It's just a mess, man.
Right. Ah, fuck.
But Flushing's pretty safe. You know what I mean? That's what's good when you have like a community of all one person. It's like, just like, when it was all Italians, everyone kind of kept the neighborhood a certain way, and all the Chinese and the Koreans, they kind of keep it.
Well, look, that's what they said about Gotti's neighborhood. The locals were like, we love the fucking guy, man. We knew we were safe in our neighborhood.
Yeah, there's no problems. The only problems are him.
Right.
If he came after you, then you had a big problem.
Yeah, no kidding.
Then you got fucking...
But he was
murdericide. He
was beloved, man, because he kept his neighborhood clean.
Yeah, he did. He
policed his own shit.
He did his own shit.
Right.
He was an idiot, but yeah, because we have to demo this whole thing. So we're ripping all the garbage out of here, and
this is stage 2 of La Cubana.
Stage 2, man.
Which, like you said, it'll be. Are you allowed to do cigar bars these days? I don't even know what the law is on that crap.
Me neither. We're gonna figure it out.
Yeah, no. Which I think is so stupid that they shut down cigar bars in general in New York City.
Oh, it's just so.
It's called a cigar bar, so who's surprised when they walk in and there's cigar smoke?
But people complain, man.
And then the the employees, they know what job they're applying for. I don't get why they did that.
It's politics.
It's unbelievable.
It's politics. People want to do what they want to do, and they're gonna fuck with you, and it all comes down to money. You got enough money, so here's your cigar bar. That has never changed. The old art of local politics. We got this dunce running the city, so we'll see.
Oh, my God. De Blasio?
You didn't make it, huh? The president thing? You didn't make it to the third debate? Imagine that.
Fell a little short.
You fell a little short. Yeah, 1%? Killing it.
Who's going to be the next idiot?
I don't know.
Who do you think? You think Trump?
I think Trump's going to win.
But if that economy starts to kind of slow down a little bit, no, that usually determines elections in the end. It's a big factor.
It is, but I don't see.
What do you like on the other side? I don't like any of them.
I don't know, man.
Biden's too fucking old. Man.
Biden looks senile, doesn't he?
He God bless him, but he should have tried this like 12 years ago. Right?
I'm just surprised Obama hasn't endorsed him. Don't you think that's odd?
Of course it is.
Wouldn't you endorse your vice president? You've been with him for 8 years.
Well, according to Dave Chappelle on his fine Netflix special, Kamala Harris and Obama are friends. So maybe he's waiting to see how far she could go.
Do you think she can do it?
No. I don't know who I like on that side.
Kind of crazy on it.
I look at the lineup like, really? You guys had 4 fucking years to figure this out.
The only one I don't like I wouldn't vote for if I had to was that guy Beto.
Beto doesn't know who he is.
Oh, he's such a
He says things because he thinks millennials would be like, yeah.
Just when I saw him skate and then I saw him get his teeth clean, I had.
He's a fraud. He doesn't know who he is. He's not his true self.
No.
He's playing some part that he thinks people will appreciate.
What's with the blue shirt every time? It's been months.
I don't know. He reminds me of Keanu Reeves.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does. He has that same
yeah, but without the
not Matrix Keanu Reeves, like dopey Keanu.
The Opie Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. And then, like I said, Elizabeth Warren, she just looks like she has fleas. I think Bernie Sanders, I feel like he wants to do good for this country. I don't think he's as much of a fraud as the rest of them. But he's a little bit on the crazy side. I don't know.
I just thought
this gets me in trouble because everyone, I probably lean more Democrat than Republican, but I don't believe in this shit. The Democrats had 4 years, and they look like a bunch of idiots, don't they? One guy, you can't even pronounce his name, so how you...
I mean, but I'm just saying, though, like...
Peter Buda,
how easy are you going to make it for the president?
Buda like, Edge. How do you say your name? How about we start there? How about you just change your name? Everyone in radio knows you come up with an easy name. Call yourself Peter Rock.
Is that the guy that calls himself Mayor Pete?
Yeah, Buttigieg.
You can't win with that name.
I don't even know what your name is.
But I'm just saying, like, isn't it funny? Like, you literally have a guy in the White House that's just pissing people off all day.
Yeah,
and all you got to do is come up with someone just calm, strong. Right. Just say, listen, I'm not going to be nuts like this guy.
Right.
And you're pretty much there.
Yeah. With a good jawline.
Yeah.
Not a guy that you feel he has dandruff all over his suit. What? This is our country? Are you serious?
I feel like Bernie Sanders smells like antacids.
Yes. Oh, yeah, he does. He brings his Beano wherever he goes. He has to. He has no choice in the matter.
He's crushing Beanos.
Oh, is he crushing it? Biden's trying to just make the 10 hairs that are left on his head look good.
Yeah, man.
Look presidential.
I thought he was sharper. I really do.
Biden? Yeah, so did I.
If you would have told me 2 years ago, I said Biden beats Trump.
Yeah.
I think Biden would have beat Trump this last time.
Yeah, no, he does not look sharp whatsoever. And then, the ones that look good are Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren, but they lean too much towards socialism.
Yeah.
But they look the best, I think, right? And then you got the one guy, and they go, that's my brother. He has to say half the time, that's my brother. Who? Castro? He's got a twin brother.
Oh, no.
He had to grow facial hair or get rid of his facial hair so he looks different than his brother. And half the time on TV, he has to go, that's my brother. That wasn't me.
It's not going to work.
It's not going to. Plus, I don't think a twin could be a president.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I don't think if you're like an identical twin, you could be president.
Are you high?
No, but think about it. Because then the country truly wouldn't trust you.
Oh, God.
Are we talking to him or his twin brother?
Yeah, like, did they kill the one?
Right.
Did he get murder-side?
Right. But then people attack me on Twitter and all this, but I don't believe in this stuff. God bless you if you do, and you think one of these guys is going to make your life that much different, but do you think people really believe that? Or they just want to be on a winning team and that's it? Do the majority of people in this country really believe one guy can make their lives that much different? There was a time that I believe that was true.
I think a lot of people do for the simple fact that I talk to people and they're so jaded.
But are they just hoping? That's all they got is hope. So like, well, fuck, Trump is going to make my life that much better.
But I'm just saying, like, I know a lot of people, Trump came in office and on the right, a lot of people thought, oh, that's it. We did it. Nothing's really fucking changed. The poor are still poor. Everything, you got more jobs or this or that. But
well, and Trump brags about the stupid stock market. The average person, they don't live or die from the stock market.
The stock market's a rigged game, and
right. They don't live or die with that shit.
Yeah, like it's funny. It's like my friend is like, he owns like a little hot dog truck, like a little specialty hot dog truck. Yeah. And he's fucking working, and his wife, and they're all fucking struggling. And he looks at me, he's like, the Dow Jones is down 9. I'm like, oh yeah? How you handling it? Is it all right? Did you shore up all your accounts?
Right.
You dope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just we're worried about that.
That's not for the average person.
Oh, and there's a lot more average people than you could think.
Of course.
So the federal politics is just a smoke and mirrors to keep us off the real thing. It's of the real bullshit that this country. This politics is bad.
You think we'll have a female president before a gay president?
Oh, I think we'll probably have a gay president.
Yeah.
I think gay president before female president.
Absolutely. That should drive the women nuts.
What do you mean?
They gotta wait. White president, lots of white presidents, then finally a black president, sort of black president. He was nerdy and he was a bit
I think women are smarter than guys when it comes to that. I think they're more pragmatic as far as like they look if the person's good or not. Whereas men are like straight up, they're watching a Yankee game, like, my guy's gonna crush it. Where women's like, whoa, let me look at the issues.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that's what makes it harder for a woman. Because I don't think women fanboy after other women.
Right.
And that was clearly apparent.
Well, women,
in this last election.
Well, women love hating women.
Well,
they're their own worst enemy.
You think, but not in
women
politics.
Women love to hate on
not
other
in
women.
politics. I think like you get a woman like Michelle Obama, she'd be unbeatable.
You think all women would get behind Michelle Obama?
I think enough would.
Right.
But Hillary comes with a lot of baggage. A lot of baggage, and she has a class jaw.
Right.
You know, she only won in New York. She's not even from here. She's from Arkansas.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do? I don't. But gay guy, yeah, I think.
I think what killed Hillary was the pantsuits.
You think it was the pantsuits?
Yes, man. People just couldn't get into it. and
she has some elaborate ones towards the end.
They were uncomfortable to watch.
But the funny thing is with their pantsuits, then you let all these crazy people say like, she's wearing an exoskeleton or some shit. You know, she's dying. She's got an oxygen tank under it because she's wearing these giant.
Why is she so fucking quiet? What a strange world that.
Right.
Politics is a strange world.
Oh, it's bad.
Why wouldn't she be just attacking Trump on a daily basis?
I think she does. But
no one cares.
Everyone's exhausted with her. You know
she just wants someone to read one of her tweets.
She's like, your husband's kind of rapey. You know what I mean? We don't really.
We know he was on Epstein's plane.
Yeah, like I think this isn't for you right now. Like you're doing a lot. There's a lot of shade. People keep dying around you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe
go for a hike in the woods.
Maybe
again.
You should just take a walk. You know what I mean? Right. Take a little nature walk because you're scary.
Get a couple dogs and go for a walk.
Yeah, I just didn't think she related to the people. But we'll see what happens.
Maybe one of these people will turn into a rock star. I doubt it, though. They look like a...
It's kind of late in the game for that, right? Are we a year out?
Yeah, that's it. And they don't have a guy or a girl. No. They don't have it.
What happened to Spartacus from Newark? They whacked him quick, right?
Oh.
Cory Booker, is he still in?
He's still in there, I think. I think he's going to be part of the next debate. He has charisma.
Pete Fudgeabudge, what's his name?
Pete
Buttigieg?
I'm going to try.
What's he from?
Pete Buttigieg.
He's not going to win with that name.
I think he's the mayor of Gary, Indiana, I think, right?
How do you get from mayor to this?
I don't know.
What? They had all this time.
I think he's from Gary, Indiana, or he's the mayor of Gary, Indiana.
They couldn't have done like a star search and like find somebody?
Well, like I told you, he's got to start with his name. No one can pronounce your name, bro. Mayor Pete. Let's see. He's, I don't know. Let's see.
What's he do?
He, does mayor stuff.
Oh, boy.
Oh, look. You can't even get to his website. You got to sign up to join his official. I just want to know where he's the mayor. See, now I'm scrolling to South Bend. Mayor of South Bend, Indiana. Where's that?
Indiana.
On the south part.
The South Bend part where it bends southward. Yeah, they should have thought this out. I don't know. The politics are fucking crazy. They're just straight up murdering people in prisons and shit. And
yeah.
And the media is gone completely stir crazy, like playing gotcha with Trump instead of hitting the issues. I mean, this guy couldn't have planned it out better. Is he going to sail through this thing with these crazy people? It'd be insane. I can't take 4 more years of the news. It'd be insane.
They gave up on actually reporting any news.
Yeah.
It's Trump 24 hours a day.
Remember
when they used to do news, all the things that were happening in the country?
I couldn't find out what was going on in the Bahamas, but I knew they were having live videos of him playing golf during the storm.
Yeah.
Let it go.
Yeah.
And let's do the news.
Yeah. Well, there was nothing to do. That stupid hurricane just sat there.
Jesus.
Crushed the Bahamas.
Yeah, it's over.
Oh, my God. At one point, it was moving 0 miles per hour. 0.
That means the storm just
sat there.
Oh, God.
Have you ever been in a hurricane?
Yeah.
We had to get out of the Outer Banks one year, and we drove 100 miles to a hotel, right? They said just get 100 miles away from the Outer Banks. You should be good. It was scary as fuck, and we were 100 miles from the actual hurricane. I can't even imagine that thing sitting right on top of you, moving 0 miles per hour.
Oh, yeah. My family's Cuban, so we get wallops of those things all the fucking time.
Crazy, man.
Like, don't build a house that good because we're going to have to fucking do it again.
I got I stopped going to the Outer Banks because 2 years in a row we got wiped out by hurricanes.
Jesus, the luck.
we went in August.
Why would you go in August, though?
We went in August.
Because it was cheaper.
And then I started tweeting Al Roker. I got mad at him because one year he was playing his part on TV. Like, these people, these news organizations aren't going to tell you that the hurricane's no problem anymore because they want you to watch. So that's their little catch-22, right?
Right.
So they say it carefully and slowly so they can squeeze just a little more airtime from you, watch time. So one year I started tweeting Al Roker. I'm like, this hurricane's bullshit. We're all on vacation here in the Outer Banks, and you're literally the one that's making everyone, get the fuck out of here. Evacuate. He wrote me back. He was so mad at me.
What did he say to you?
He's like, I'm just doing my job. And I'm like, you're not doing your job as a weatherman. You're doing your job as a TV personality where you want people to watch longer.
Right.
But this thing is a bust. And, the people I were with, family and stuff, they got scared. And my son was only a few months old, so that didn't help the situation. I think he was 3 months old at the time. And as we're evacuating, mandatory evacuation, we were on the 4x4 beach in the Outer Banks. I love telling this story. All the fucking locals, as we're driving,
bye, Felicia.
They're just waving like that as they have a nice cocktail on their front decks because they've lived through this, like you just said, with Cuba. They know when it's bullshit and when it's real. Yeah. And I even said to everybody, I'm like, they're staying. They're the locals. I would rather listen to them than the fucking weather guys. And they're all like this. They're just mocking us.
Because you're still at 100 miles away. You were still in rain. Right. Now you're in a shitty motel.
With no Wi-Fi. The cable went out. We were stuck in this hotel for 2 or 3 days. And then we come back. And
they ransacked
the cleaning crew took everything. Because usually when people leave... But we had a 2-week vacation. So usually if you leave early because of a hurricane, they think these people aren't coming back. They took all our shit. Even the baby detergent, the special baby detergent we had to have at the time.
Did you speak to the manager?
And then they got mad at us. And I'm like, how are you mad at us? Everything's gone. They're like, make a list. So we had to make
car. TV.
We had made a list like a box of wine, 6-pack of Miller Lite, whatever the fuck everything was. So we're sitting around. This is our vacation, sitting in a room, like trying to remember all the stuff that's no longer there. And then they kind of gave us like whatever the dollar amount. I would have to ask my wife. They gave us like maybe half of it, and we knew that was the best we could do. And they were mad that they had to go through this process. I'm like, your cleaning people took our shit, and they're like, well, they're independent contractors. Technically, we don't have to give you nothing.
Jesus Christ.
And so then we went back and forth, and they finally gave our shit back. So that was my hurricane experience. As the locals are waving, bye-bye, Northerners, you idiots.
Yeah, man.
Enjoy your shitty hotel 100 miles away from here.
The Southerners, they know weather. They know exactly because they lived through it. But
right.
this one in the Bahamas, I don't think they've ever gone through something like that. This is a bad one.
That one was insane.
This one was the bad one.
And then they sat there. And at one point, it was going 1 mile an hour, which you could walk, obviously, faster than that. And then it went to 0.
Yeah, that's bad.
It's heading right up the coast now, all the way up to where we're at. I mean, it'll be offshore up here, but yeah.
It's like it's going to be rain. Ruin another weekend. Jeez, I'm going to go out of business with this fucking shit. That's all.
Really?
Oh, my God. Rain stops New York.
Yeah, it does.
New Yorkers aren't. No, they're built different now.
No, because it's a walking city. As much as people love their Uber and their cabs and the transit, you're doing a lot of walking. So as soon as it fucking rains and you're out of the house without an umbrella, you're done.
It's that you're finished.
You're done.
But right now, it's more lethal than when I opened a restaurant 10 years ago. Because 10 years ago, we didn't have Seamless. You didn't have Grubhub. You didn't have DoorDash. So now people are like in their apartments, in their hotels, and they can order from anywhere.
Right.
You can order a haircut if you want. Right. You can have a puppy, a haircut, roller skates, and sushi.
Oh, we've done some of that stuff. So for events, we've had people come over to cut our hair.
Yeah.
Do makeup for the women.
Yeah, you can do anything.
Right. Kids' haircuts. It's all right there.
So that really hurts brick and mortar stores.
Right, right.
Because now people have, 10 years ago, you didn't have, Wi-Fi wasn't the way it was now. Internet wasn't the way it is now. So people were just like, I got to get out. You'd get cabin fever and you'd be busy.
Yeah.
But now people don't have cabin fever because...
You're in a tough business, bro.
Fuck, man.
All we need is this podcast to take off.
Enough with that.
Give up on it.
Just like, cash in, Opie. Leave me behind fighting. I got this.
I still enjoy it. I can't believe we had to search for an SD card.
That took a lot out of me.
You were right there like a champ, though. You were right there with me.
You got it, man.
You were right there with me, man.
You got it, man.
Another sign you're the real deal. You're like, all right, let's get it done.
All right, fucking.
Let's get it done.
Let's get this pot of Rooney.
And everyone was getting mad, like, an SD card. I'm like, yeah, SD card. That's all I need.
Well, you come in with that indifference, like, hey, you got an SD card?
How am I supposed to say it?
I don't know. Just put a little oomph in you. Put a little oomph in it. You're like, yeah, all right. So you don't have one?
I was defeated. I was ready to go home. I was ready to go. Carl, it was good to see you. We'll try this again another
Yeah, you were ready to. I'm like, you are not canceling this.
Oh, I was ready to tap
You
out.
were ready to tap out hardcore.
Well, it's my first day back in the city in these fucking shoes. Look at this.
Why do you have?
Look at that. Look at that. I got fucking blisters from wearing shoes.
I'm bleeding to death under here.
It just continues to bleed?
Yeah, I can feel it.
All right, I showed you my blisters. Let's end the podcast by looking at your... This is from the boat accident. What the fuck? Is your big toe usually that big, first of all?
No, this is layers and layers of bandages.
And it just won't stop bleeding?
It won't stop bleeding.
Is it broken?
I think it's broken, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely...
What did it hit?
I hit everything on the way into the water.
Oh, did you hit an anchor or something?
I hit the...
where you tie it?
Come on, ocean guy. There's
I'm
a name
not a
for
boat
it.
guy, though. I know what you're talking about, where you tie your boat in.
Yeah. But I think I sliced it on there. I broke it on there, and then I sliced it on a nylon rope.
Ah, Christ.
Because I was picking out some blue fibers out of there.
I can imagine.
Well, I wasn't. She was. It was a good sport.
You didn't have seaweed in your hair or anything, did you?
I have no hair, so I just had seaweed. It's just seaweed. I had a yarmulke of seaweed.
Yeah, what the hell? Might as well use this seaweed for a toupee.
Oh. Carl, you look great.
That's so stupid.
Fuck me. So yeah, man. So that was that, and I didn't enjoy that at all. But the girl fucking stuck through a soldier.
Did it hurt the rest of the night?
No, I was twisted.
Oh, you were medicated.
I was medicated
On some vodkas, some sea breezes.
I must have poured like 3 vodkas on my toe. My flip flops full of blood.
Why don't we go to urgent care? It doesn't look good.
What do you mean?
You don't know what an urgent care is?
I am urgent care. Oh. I'm a chef. I know what's wrong with it. It's broken. It'll be fine.
Yeah, they can't really set it or anything.
Oh, yeah, they can't
But
set
you should tape it to the other toe at least.
You think that's a good idea?
Yeah,
But when it goes that way, it hurts extra lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That could be a problem. But everyone knows that. You use another toe as a splint.
Plus, I've broken this toe once already.
Really? Doing what?
I dropped a pot.
Oh, that's the...
Yeah.
That's the Central Park thing.
Yeah.
And then you had to live behind the boathouse.
Yeah.
Behind the boathouse.
Yeah. So.
You literally were homeless in New York City.
Yeah, man.
How do you drop a pot on your toe? That's got to be just...
Hitting the sauce,
hell.
drinking and sauced up.
But how do you have to let go of both handles?
Well, what happened?
Or was it hot?
Well, that's what happened. The other chef had the burners on, so that the handles were at a nice, crisp 1,300 degrees. So as soon as I grab it, I had towels, but the towel started to smoke, and then the nylon in the towel, the cotton stuck to my hands, and then I dropped it because I'm starting to lose skin. And then the hot pot crushed me, hot crush on the toe. I was like, wow. Today I'm out. I'm going home. Yeah.
And that cost you the job, right?
Cost me the job, man. Called my mom. She's like, high five from over here.
How is Mom?
Oh, they're getting ready for the hurricane.
Nah, they're good down there.
She doesn't care. She's getting ready.
She just likes the excitement.
Oh,
she just likes the action.
Yeah, she's like, the people downstairs are going to die because they didn't get eggs at Publix. I'm like, goodbye, Mom. You live in a bunker. You're fine.
I don't understand the panic where you have to get like just 10 cases of water for an event that's going to only be a couple days.
Because people
we don't live in the 1800s anymore.
But it's an event.
Even if everything shuts down, give it a couple days.
They should leave people at work. That's the problem, because the work starts to shut down, and then people they want to go to the store and fucking see who else is at the store. It's a social event.
Yeah, it is kind of exciting. No, it is. Even when we had
Opie, I'm going to be honest with you.
No, even
the life that I live, going to the supermarket for water, 0% excitement for me.
No, I understand that, but the event itself becomes exciting. Like when we had to evacuate the Outer Banks, as much as it was frustrating with the locals waving bye-bye to us and stuff, that we were stuck in the traffic, it was like an event that everyone was partaking in at the same time. There was something exciting about it. You almost wanted it. George Carlin talks about this. It's dark. When these natural disasters happen, most people don't want to admit openly, but deep in the darkness of their souls, they're wishing for the worst case scenario.
Yeah, sure.
Like when that hurricane was heading toward Florida, there were a lot of people praying it was a Cat 5 direct hit.
Yeah, they want that.
And we don't want to admit this as human beings that we think this way. And George Carlin did a brilliant piece on that. He's like, when those fires started in California, he wanted them to burn from the West Coast all the way to the East Coast. It's a brilliant bit.
Those fires in California are scary.
Yeah, at the end of his life, he got pretty dark, but pretty real.
He's a great comedian. Probably would have been shunned now if he did his bits now. Don Rickles couldn't even be a comedian now.
Well, he was, though. Rickles got a pass.
He got a pass.
He was the last one to technically get a pass. And then, Chappelle, pretty honest and open, and they just, wow, he created a lot of controversy with that special.
But did he really?
I don't know. I guess people have moved on to the next thing, right?
But it's just social media.
His breakdown of the LGBTQ community thing.
Wow. He took it right to the snowflakes, boy.
And talked about how the gays don't like the lesbians, and the gays and the lesbians don't like the bis, and then everyone looks at the trannies that they're a little bit funny, and he broke down shit that was pretty fucking real.
The thing is
because groups can't stick together. There's factions in every group.
Right, but the problem is that the groups have been politicized, right? And it's a shame. And as someone that's from a group, as far as Latinos, we've been taken advantage of for decades, right? Because they put us together, and they think that we think the same. That's insulting. We all have to have a different way of thinking.
Right.
We're not just this big homogenous group.
Right.
That's the most racist thing.
Yeah.
To me, when a politician's like the Latinos, I'm like, what do you? There's millions of us, and I've hung out with a lot of them. And they don't think the way I do, or vice versa.
Right.
We're real people.
So, what is the breakdown with Latinos? Where's the racism between within your group? You know what I mean? Black people, there's light skin versus dark skin and all that.
I think those are more. I think black, light skin, and dark skin. That's more of a.
But is there something like that with Latinos?
I think with Latinos, and I think with most minorities, our racism comes straight from the European caste system that we've been drawn in, right? So our racism, we punch up and punch down. People that'll love you in our community will start to not like you if you become way too successful. I get it a lot, in my line of work because, a lot of side talking. Oh, Mr. Food Network. Oh, you ain't one of us anymore. You're not through the struggle anymore. So I think ours is more vertical than it is lateral.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think the more successful you become, the more your own people discount you.
But isn't that with every group?
Yeah, I guess
they're sort of happy for you, but
I know a lot of white people. They're genuinely happy if you're successful a lot of times.
No, but they're not happy for the people that are more successful than them. Every group,
I don't know.
Every group has that.
I can't speak to them, but for us, it's a big thing. And as far as Central America and South America, yeah, they think that they're uncultured, Central Americans are uncultured and stuff like that. But then you'll have a Colombian, tell me, oh, those people from Guatemala are animals. I'm like, have you ever seen a Colombian cartel? You think they're okay? Right?
Right.
Or it's in my kitchen, the northern Mexicans and the southern Mexicans, they call the guys from the north, las niñas de la montaña, little girls from the mountain.
No.
Yeah. They don't know anything. They're naive because they just live on the mountain. They've never been
right in your own kitchen?
Oh, yeah. It's bad in there. Oh, and I enjoy the whole thing because it's just me. I got no skin in the game. So I'd be like, hey, who's the one from the mountain? He's from the mountain. That's a little girl from the mountain.
No way.
Yeah, because you got to understand, the Latino culture, we haven't been infected with the whole politically correct shit. Everybody just rips each other apart.
Right.
We haven't been paralyzed by that.
Wow. That must be fun in the kitchen.
Oh.
You got to segregate your own kitchen.
We go back and forth.
But it's kind of fun in a way, isn't it, or no?
Huh?
Is there love in the kitchen?
Yeah, there's all love in the kitchen. But during the hurricanes and stuff, they make fun of me. Like, oh, get chef's an expert. You know what I mean?
Right.
He goes, this is when all the white people in Miami fish the Cubans out of the water.
God, so
shark food. That's what they call it. Comida tiburón. They call the Cubans shark food. But it's lighthearted because we don't have that social pressure.
Yeah.
We don't have that social pressure that that the white community has put on itself, which is just crippling.
It's exhausting. I mean, what you're describing, I've talked about this in the past too. My dad, who would have been 89, geez, hard to imagine. When he used to go to the VFW hall, they just would beat the shit out of each other, and that's how it just used to be. Because because the difference between some joking,
right,
which is important because we're going through this now in our culture, right? You knew the difference between beating up the Polish guy with Polish jokes and also loving the Polish guy.
Right.
It was done in fun and you're just busting his balls. And then the Polish guy turns around and beats the shit out of the Irish guy who's beating the shit out of the black guy who's beating the shit out of the Jewish guy. And I was amazed going to the VFW hall because I was like, this is how it used to be.
Right.
No one took their shit seriously, and everyone got along and would just bust each other's balls, and we just don't have that in the culture anymore. Oh, another text message came in. Oh no, we have to finish up with. Dude, your Yelps. I actually screen capped one of your Yelps. It's one of my favorite things you do on Instagram. Sabor Chef on Instagram, trolling Yelp. Found this gem from a Beverly Hills car wash. Enjoy. And I screen capped this. 1 star. Here's the review. Honestly, worst place ever. First of all, take the sign down that says your car will be completely dried. People are the greatest. I love people. Sign down that says your car will be completely dried because my car was more wet than water itself. The person who was at the register was rude and didn't even talk and handing back my card aggressively. He also threw my receipt away when I asked for it back. Don't waste your money here. Honestly, would rather wash my car by hand than this horrible place.
So then do it.
I have no idea how they're even in business. It's a fucking car wash. How do they fuck up a car wash? Here's an update. Just got message from the business owner. If the owner, in capital letters, he has to say owner twice, of any business messages you like this, they should be out of business. Actually, no, they shouldn't even have a business. If you're going to have a business, oh my God, Jesus. You're off the tracks, bro. Use any criticism you get to better your company, not message reviewers and say things.
You got attacked. Listen to the owner is the best in the world.
And then what is this? This is the message?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
the owner is in the gray.
The owner says, our sign says your car will dry spot free, not your car will come out dry. Might want to check your glasses, dipshit. This is all about water.
Yeah.
Agua. And then the customer. I typed it wrong, asswipe. Shit wasn't spot free. It looked like a Dalmatian. Not my fault your workplace is shitty.
Right.
And then the owner writes, you're full of shit. My water doesn't spot because I make that water, dipshit. Eat a dick. Oh, it gets better. Go back to school, stupid. Get yourself an education, dummy. And this is still the owner. And then the owner continues. He's just rocking.
Yeah, now he's on fire.
He's on fire. He goes, shit brain, balloon head.
I love balloon head.
And then he ends with, I'm tired of balloon heads like yourself. He's had it. Just wants a nice little car wash business.
That's it.
You know, geez, who could, why? Whatever. Oh, that's funny, man. All right, I know you got to work, Carl. I appreciate the extra time up here in the attic at La Cubana.
Oh, no problem, buddy.
What do you want to promote? I mean, obviously, if you come to New York City, you got to come see Chef Carl at La Cubana.
Yeah,
I see the podcast, fans coming, which is awesome to see. Anything else? Maybe a doctor for the big toe?
Maybe send me a Dockaroon so I can take a look at it.
Or a few perks.
Oh, no good.
I'm kidding.
No, I would, but I can't cook on it. Makes me real dopey.
Well, you need something, man. You're hobbling worse than me.
Well, I was good until
I was going to get sympathy from you today, and then you're in worse shape than me, man.
I'm beat up, bro.
Go check out Sabor Chef on Instagram. His your Instagram game is fucking, as the kids say, fire.
It is fire.
Because you're living in Flushing among a lot of Chinese people and a lot of Koreans.
Yeah.
Any Greeks? No, the Greeks are in Astoria. Next door, right?
Not next door, but close. Jackson
further?
Heights is next to me, then Bayside and Woodside.
Oh, right. I hate Bayside, Queens, because that's where my mom's mom lived.
You didn't like her?
No, she lived in a brick house that was just had no love in this home whatsoever, with Hummels. You know you're in a bad house when you see Hummels displayed.
Unbelievable. The Hummels, they bring in the devil.
And I hate. I've done this, and I hate bird baths because of my mom's mom. A bird bath without water in it is really creepy to me.
Yeah. Fucking so many texts, man. In 1 hour, I get so much shit.
Oh, can I play this before we leave? Because we were talking about hurricanes. I sent this to you. I wrote, Carl, don't ever question why there's pineapple pizza again, because you've been obsessing about the pineapple pizza. There's a guy that was in the path of this hurricane, and he thought he was being a fucking brain surgeon with his commentary on how to stop hurricanes. Let me. We could end with this. Listen to this.
Can't see how they haven't come up with some kind of way to combat these storms yet. They keep saying, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, it's this, but it's going to hit all this warm weather and warm water. We have a Navy. Why don't the Navy come and drop ice in the warm water so it can't get going as fast as it's going? There's got to be ways to combat this instead of just pointing at the thing and saying, well, now it's getting worse. Yeah, we know it's getting worse, but you tell us, it's the warm weather, it's the wind. Well, we have an Air Force. Drive some Air Force planes around to get the winds going the opposite way. Get the Navy to go in circles to fight it the other way.
Whoever was filming just turned off their camera and walked away. What a fucking idiot. The best part of that video is how he looks at the camera with all the confidence in the world with his suggestion on how to, knock these hurricanes down. All right. With that, I look out the window here in New York City.
Beautiful, right?
Beautiful. Oh, you got your glasses fixed finally.
No.
Oh. I was excited.
That's low on the list.
I picked them up and the arm just fell on the floor.
Just fell on the floor.
We're going to have to find some Scotch tape for that. All right, we're babbling, man. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. Don't forget to join the Pod Squad, the Facebook group. There's a link in the description of this episode. What else? Maybe buy some merch, some Ruizing hats and T-shirts and other shit at OpieRadio.com, blah, blah, blah. And you can follow me on Instagram, OpieRadio. You got a lot of people poking their heads in. They need you.
It's getting there, buddy.
They need you. All right, I appreciate the time, Carl.
You got it, brother.
We're out.
All right.